smiling at him right now, and Andrade getting in his face. These two men do not like each other.
Andrade in the blue corner with the black shorts. Teregulov with the black and yellow.
I expect this to start fast. Do not blink, guys. They're going to come at each other. You can tell, being hustled, both of them back into their corners. And both very good jiu-jitsu practitioners. I feel like Charles Andrade probably holds slightly higher level jits. We're going to find out if they're going to stand and bang or if they're going to go to the ground.
Andrade gets dropped with a big straight right.
Searching for a leg lock straight away, though.
Very dangerous position here. Early on for Teregulov.
Looks at that heel hook.
He's on the ground. Teregulov looking to push him off.
Uses that heel hook to get on top and raining down power. Ferocious pace in this first round. Beautiful guard pass from Charles Andrade. That's why the nickname there is Gracie, and has great position here inside control.
Good knee there as well.
With a deep underhook. Maybe they can settle down a little bit now, because there's a lot and a lot of speed and I think nerves coming in there. They don't like each other and they just wanted to get at it. Now we can slow the fight down a little bit and slow down a little bit in the commentary box.
Oh my God, I need to breathe. It's only been 50 seconds of this round.
Very dominant position now for Charles Andrade in the side control. Obviously loves the ground game, as well as Ramisa Teregulova. But he's going to feel comfortable here. He's going to feel relaxed. And being on top early on in this fight is definitely a good for Charles Andrade. And it all came off that leg lock attempt. Like I said, likes to go for the legs, and used it just to get on top. Used it as a sweep. And you feel like Teregulova is just stalling here, waiting for the referee to stand him up. They like a stand up here. They like to keep the fight moving.
Body punches there from Andrade.
Andrade doesn't keep the fight going, he's definitely going to get stood back up, getting one of his arms wrapped up. And you definitely can see Teregulova doesn't want to be on the bottom here.
And there we go, you called it, and they're back to their feet.
See if it's as explosive on the feet as it was earlier on.
Take a breath.
Andrade needs to keep his hands high and not waste those kicks so much where he got caught and hit.
Watch that straight right from Teregulova. Andrade coming in with a sweeping punch of his own, followed by a body kick. Slightly missed.
Not the crispest technique in the world. And
he drops him with catches the kick and then with an overhand right. Teregulova certainly not straight on his feet yet.
Nice head movement from Charles Andrade, dropping under that punch and winging these shots in. Both now have caught a leg kick and hit him with a hand, both showing power.
Teregulova certainly rocked. Didn't look comfortable getting back to his feet. The old school foot stomp coming in there from Andrade.
Brutal stomps as well, not soft, very powerful. A lot of power being displayed by Charles Andrade early. He needs to keep it up though. It is the first round. We're 3 minutes into this fight.
Big knee as well to the body there.
And Charles Andrade is riding a 7-fight losing streak. So if he can take this victory home, it will really be a turning the tide in his career. And maybe that could be to do with coming up to light heavyweight. Looks very comfortable the weight, looks very powerful at the weight too.
Look to throw a big right hand on the break there. Teregulova seems to have his wits about him again. But it's been back and forth. They've both exchanged, they've both hurt each other.
Searching for that head kick. Pence loving this bout. Going crazy for it here. Alexander giving a shout for Pence to show some support, and they did. They responded. Andrade with the body kick.
Teregulova looking a little bit more wary now.
Hasn't thrown a strike in probably 40 seconds.
Stiff jab from Andrade made him blink there.
Looks very timid and tentative now as Andrade stalks his man.
Big breaths from Andrade as well. The pace at the start of this fight was...
It's definitely worn on them now. Adrenaline dump.
Good to see him mixing up the kicks as well, working that low outside calf kick.
This is the pace that Andrade likes to fight at. He likes to move around, have a shot, move around, have a shot, and that's really down to Ramisa Teregulova letting him do that. Not throwing a shot now for the last couple of minutes in this round, just stalking him. But I feel like he's cocking that right hand.
Eats one himself there. As soon as he looks ready to throw, Andrade responds. Andrade fighting in a much more orthodox style as well. Some of his fights, even the one with you, he's throwing his hands up. He was
puts his hand up to show a bit of respect for clipping him, and then gets punched. The only punch that we've seen from Ramisa Teregulova in the last 2 minutes was punching Charles Andrade's hand away. Very, very intense man, not happy. There's a hook. And I feel like Charles Andrade definitely took that round for me. The more aggressive man, getting the better of most of the positions. Very sloppy stand-up, a couple of good shots, but apart from that, he was more just throwing his limbs at his opponent. But Ramisa Teregulova didn't throw anything. Here we see...
He caught the kick, didn't he? And that's what turned it around, got to the floor. But you said he went for the knee bar.
The ferocious start to the round, and it responded here. Boom. Great right, straight right. Drops Charles Andrade, who then uses that knee bar attempt as a sweep to get on top, and then responds with the same technique, but doesn't capitalize on it just as much. Here it is, boom, right hand.
Clean on the chin.
A lot cleaner from the right hand from Charles Andrade. Really, really stunned Teregulova, and we didn't see much from Teregulova following that. I think he was shook from that, and it's definitely going to come down to cardio now in the second round. If we can get more of the same from Andrade, I think he's in a good position to take this one.
Andrade on his toes. Teregulova halfway across the cage already.
Hopefully he comes out with a bit more urgency in this round. The end of that last round, very timid. Still waiting for the referee to get it going.
Round two.
The kicks from Andrade certainly doing some damage as well. The body kick, the outside calf kick. Mixing that game up. Teregulova just seems to be stalking forward, and he eats a big right hand there. Looking like he's trying to just land one of his, but he's not getting the chance to throw it.
Looping in that overhand, you know, very powerful shot from Andrade. Not that crisp, but there's power behind it. And if Teregulov's just going to stand in front of him and let him throw, one of them might get through.
Andrade talking to his corner halfway through that. Oh,
there
big right hand. Teregulova
shook off from Teregulova.
Seemed to eat that much better than he ate the last one. But he needs to start throwing some punches, even if they miss, just to start throwing punches, getting used to those combinations to try and make something happen.
The big danger is that overhand from Charles Andrade, but the left hand is very low from Teregulova, and it's just inviting that overhand in for me. I can see Andrade landing another one of those.
Oh, short exchange there from both fighters. A nice uppercut from Teregulova, but Andrade takes it well, just glances off his forehead. A slower pace to this round, but still feels like any moment one could catch each other.
Both guys, jiu-jitsu specialists, and they're keeping it on the feet. It's interesting to see.
Blood coming from the nose of Teregulova.
Yeah, I think it was from that stiff jab we saw a second ago.
Again, those kicks coming up from Andrade. Not a huge amount of damage, but
scoring points,
scoring points, doing something that's stopping Teregulova getting into his world.
Yeah, maybe just disturbing his rhythm, not really doing much, Teregulova still, and he's going to wish he had all that intenseness he's had from the weigh-ins, from being pushed. You know, I'm sure he's going to watch his back and wish he was throwing more leather. He's still got a round and a half left to prove.
Oh, huge right hand! He's out.
He's
out cold.
Out stiff. As I said, keeping that left hand low, that overhand was going to come from Andrade, and a massive knockout victory. The best knockout we've seen of the night so far.
Welcome to the light heavyweight division, Charles Andrade.
Turning a 7-fight losing streak around with a beautiful knockout. Teregulova is going to feel that one, and showing huge respect. As soon as it landed, he knew he was out. Straight onto his knees, straight showing, even though they had a problem.
Even helping right now, whether he's helping or not.
Looking after his opponent after. Here we're going to see it.
Look at this.
Boom.
Clean.
and he is out. I mean, that is the prettiest knockout we've seen here tonight.
Ducks down, loops the overhand right. You called it, that low left hand from Teregulov.
And that's Charles Andrade's biggest weapon on the feet, is that overhand. You know, and he threw it a couple of times in that fight, landed it a couple of times in that fight. But you do not keep your left hand low. Showing some great respect from Andrade. I think he's very pleased to have the victory. Referee having to get him away. And still wobbling is Рамиса Терегулова.
Дамы и господа, время остановки боя 2 минуты и 16 секунд второго раунда. Ladies and gentlemen, we have time 2 minutes and 16 seconds of round number 2. Победу нокаутом одержал and your winner by knockout, Charles Gracie Andrade.
The Gracie, well, Charles Gracie Andrade.